Hello, my name's Sheehan, and today I'd like to talk about Bach's Brandenburg Concerto No. 1 in F major, and I'd like to go through this marvellous work exploring the structure of each of the movements. I do believe that having some understanding of structure in music can greatly aid our appreciation and enjoyment of it. That's why I do these videos. In 1721, Bach, it seems, wanted a new job. He got together 6 of his finest instrumental works, which we now know as the Brandenburg Concertos, wrote them out meticulously and sent them to the Margrave of Brandenburg, Schwedt, Christian Ludwig. And Bach sent this cover letter, which I always think is rather funny. It reads as follows: "As I had the good fortune a few years ago to be heard by your Royal Highness at your Highness's commands, and as I noticed then that your Highness took some pleasure in the little talents which heaven has given me for music," can you believe that? The little talents that heaven has given him for music. Talk about false modesty. "And as in taking leave of your Royal Highness, your Highness deigned to honour me with the command to send your Highness some pieces of my composition." Bach didn't get the job, and that's that. But the Margrave's loss is our gain, because these pieces survived, and my goodness me, aren't they glorious? Some of the most splendid jewels of the whole Baroque era. And what's so brilliant about the Brandenburg Concertos is that the instrumental combinations in each of them, they're so original and fresh, and Bach must have really been exploiting the resources around him to put these wonderful combinations of instruments together. And the first Brandenburg Concerto is no exception. It's scored for a pair of horns, 3 oboes, a bassoon, a piccolo violin, which, like a smaller violin, sounds higher than a normal violin, the usual strings, and the continuo. And the first movement is in your classic concerto grosso form. We have the ripieno, the main idea, which keeps coming back throughout the piece. A ritornello keeps coming back throughout the movement, and that's alternated with these concertino sections, which expand on some of the motifs found in the main tune. And they also take us to different keys. So the main idea in this movement, it goes like this. So on and so forth. The beginning of this concerto, I think, is quite overwhelming. We've got that main idea going on. We've got the oboes playing a slightly different thing. And then over the top of that, the 2 horns are blaring away. The 2 horns give this concerto a real kind of outdoor, countryside hunting quality. It's very vivid. And they play these triplets, da 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 da, dum 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 da 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 da, which cuts across the semiquavers in a delightful way. Really exuberant music. And by the way, the form of each of the movements is down below in the description with the bar numbers, if you want to follow the music like that. Then we have a repeat of the A section. This time the forces are slightly toned down, and then we get to the B section, the first of the concertino sections. The texture thins out, and the oboes pick up that semiquaver idea from the main tune. Play this, and in the bass we hear, etc. So that's based on that kind of the opening motif of the main melody in the tutti in the A section. And that B section takes us to the relative minor, D minor. Before we go to the B section again, where we're back to that semiquaver idea. And also here we hear the two horns have these suspensions. A lovely part, I think, in these episodes. Almost like bells tolling across each other. And that takes us to the dominant, C major, etc. We have the B section again. We hear a very brief snatch of the A section again, this time in G minor, before the B section comes back again. Then we hear the A section back in the tonic in F. We have another B section, concertino section with those horns tolling across again, overlapping, and then we have the A section for the final time in the tonic. The second movement, the Adagios, really beautiful piece, really with a really expressive oboe and solo piccolo violin line. We have this kind of idea on the oboe. Then D minor. Etc. So really expressive, beautiful lines. It's although you could say this piece is in binary form, it's very much got this sense that it's all woven of in one piece, as many of the best Bach slow movements do feel like. We have this other idea as well. Before we go back to those flowing lines, but this time the lines overlap. So this almost like a canon. Then we reach a cadence and we are in the B section of this binary form piece, which consists of the same material as the A section. It takes us back to the tonic before we have a transition which takes us into the next movement. The next movement just skips along. It's a ternary form dance movement, really. The main melody is this. Then the piccolo violin comes to the fore. Something like that. So it's kind of, although you could play it on a normal violin quite easily, the violin piccolo does give it that kind of, that twang, I think. We go to a B section. Solo violin has this part. Something like that anyway. And then sure enough we go back to the A section again. So the last movement, the fourth movement, and remember the first Brandenburg Concerto is the only one with 4 movements, is a collection of dances held together by the minuet, which is kind of a glue, I guess, that holds this movement together. Very much like a rondo, really, this minuet. It's the idea that keeps coming back with these contrasting episodes. So this minuet, the A section, goes like this. So that's basically the minuet. And then the first trio, which I call section B in this movement, just 2 oboes and the bassoon. Then we're back to the minuet. Etc. Then we come to one of my favourite bits in the whole piece, the polonaise, the Polacca, the polonaise. And really music of good spirits, and this is all for the string. And I love at the end of this, it kind of gets very flamboyant. Etc. And then we have the minuet again, of course. And then, where have the horns been all this time? Well, here they are in the final trio of this minuet. Etc. And all the oboes are kind of babbling away underneath. Really characterful music. And then we finish this movement, indeed, the whole of Bach's Brandenburg Concerto No. 1 in F major, with a return to the minuet one last time. Thank you for watching. Please click like and subscribe. I do these videos really because I find there's a dearth of material online to help you really follow the music as you listen to it, and that's something I really enjoy doing when I listen to music. So hopefully this is of help to you, and if you have any suggestions for pieces you'd like me to look at, please put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.